the American Forces Network Europe presents Countdown 25. A silver replay of the best of AFN's 25 years on the air. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Countdown 25, a special series devoted to recalling the sounds of the past quarter century. The sounds of music, the sounds of comedy, the sounds of drama and of history. The sounds broadcast to Europe by AFN Europe these past 25 years. Tonight, another year from AFN's Sound Scrapbook.
This evening, we recall the year that began for AFN on the 4th of July in 1947.
Halt. Your pass, lady, please.
Oh, but it's sort of hard to get to.
Sorry, lady, I gotta see it.
Oh, well, I guess you've seen a lady before.
Wow. Not like that one.
Hey, that's enough of an excuse for guard duty. I'd sure like to check that babe's pass.
And why not?
As AFN entered its 5th year of broadcasting, the powers that be decided to phase out one of the most popular but wearing network features of its first few years. Mail Call, based on the wartime comic strip of the same name, drawn by Milton Caniff. Mail Call's main attraction was a little bombshell paper doll named Miss Lace. She was tall, thin, curvaceous, and slick-talking, able to talk her way into the most restricted of areas, the personification of everything a GI wanted a girl to be. And they, in turn, were all admirals and generals to her. Miss Lace's final appearance was a highlight of AFN's 5th year on the air.
Pass, please.
Okay, General. Certainly a lot of guard duty today.
Sorry, lady. Can't go any further into this place until we see your pass.
Say, General, why don't you save all this energy for a real beachhead?
With that kind of an introduction to the troops, they naturally wanted to see more of her, but they didn't even know her name yet. It took one GI with a little more daring than most to break the ice.
Hey, say, fellas, any of you find out the name of that dame down the street?
You mean the snazzy looker?
Well, who else?
Nope, but Joe's been around there. Maybe he knows. There he is now, pinning up that picture.
Oh, hey, Joe. You know the name of that stacked-up dish down the street?
Nope.
But you just came from her house.
All I know is she's good-looking. Oh, brother. And she calls me General. Sorry, gentlemen, I have no further information to give you.
You mean to say you really spoke to her?
Of a certainty.
And you didn't ask her name?
That's what I said.
Why, you dirty double-crosser. And that's your best friend. Gee, get a load of this picture he just pinned up. Signed, too.
Oh, my love. Lace.
But Lace didn't desert her does when they went overseas. Not only did they have her pin-ups, but somehow, no one will ever know how or in what guise she did it. There she was, sharing their behind-the-lines fun, still brushing the over-eager ones off with her.
No, bridgehead engineer. You can't make a runway out of these soft shoulders.
She listened to their gripes, heard their stories about their girls, restored their self-confidence. Finally, the war over, Lace did her bit to help out with the separation process.
Oh, be a gosh darn son of a gun.
What's the matter, General? Isn't the War Department treating you right? What's with the white paper?
Well, Miss Lace, just saw the medics. And of all the lousy snafus, I got low blood pressure.
And that's holding you up?
Yeah.
Low blood pressure, eh? Come here. Now, get back to that medic. Pronto.
Miss Lace went on with her boys, helping them get readjusted to civilian life. And then, one night...
Hey, where's Lace? Well, let's look. She might be ill.
Hey, there's nothing here but a pen, a bottle of India ink, and a note.
What's it say?
Here, let's see. Generals and admirals. I could tell from your conversation
that my mission has been accomplished. I've gone back where I came from. I'll be there if you ever need me again. So long, love, Lace.
And that's the last anyone's heard from the inscrutable, slinky Miss Lace, who's vanished back into the limbo from which she sprang full-grown, and very nicely, too, to answer the needs of the American serviceman. And with her go the heartfelt thanks from every man in the service to her creator, Milton Caniff, cartoonist extraordinary.
The Academy Award-winning song of 1947 was a bouncy number sung by Uncle Remus in the picture Song of the South.
My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity-dee-dah, zippity-yay. Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder. It's the truth. It's actual. Everything is satisfactory. Zippity-dee-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Yes, sir. Zippity-dee-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's action. Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling this way. Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder. It is the truth. It's action. Huh? Why is that Bluebird? Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day.
The Armed Forces radio program Command Performance was still going strong in 1947, and the top names in show business continued to make regular appearances in that program. But occasionally, the show's producers came up with a relatively unknown talent, and with the passage of time, some of these unknowns really made big names for themselves. Here's one example. A Command Performance aired in the autumn of 47, and the unknown introduced by Janet Blair and Robert Walker.
And what's next, Bob?
Well, next, Janet, is that young man who just a while ago was on a troop ship, returning from 25 months in the Pacific.
That's right. As a sergeant, he was the favorite comedian of the Army, Navy, and Marines overseas. Since his discharge, he has been signed to a contract by RKO Pictures and has been heard on many network radio programs. Meet the former mayor of Guadalcanal, Mr. Jack Parr.
You're very kind. Thank you. Hi, fellas. It seems strange that only a year ago I was in the South Pacific listening to Command Performance, lying in the sack there listening on my helicopter. Now here I am appearing on it.
Yes, I can remember a year ago we were all waiting and concerned about what they called the demobilization plan. The demobilization plan, or you should live so long, you know. You see, I only had 56 points, including the size of my underwear. Anything you don't understand, applaud, will you? I was overseas so long, I ended up writing my wife, "Dear Friend." Those were very exciting days, though. The Red Cross girls were running around trying to cheer us up by giving out non-commissioned smiles and donuts, you know. After 25 months, if there's anything I didn't need, it was a donut, believe me. Tonight, fellas, I'd like very much to tell you about the States and what's going on here at home. First, girls' dresses are getting longer, but I don't care. I've got a good memory. I don't care how long their dresses get, so long as they wear them with a sweater, either. That's how I feel. I saw a girl... There's another one coming. It's not the punch yet. Later. I got 3 pages here. It's wonderful. I saw a girl yesterday wearing a sweater that she had only had on once, but it looked like it had been hung up twice, you see? And you've probably heard a lot of talk about the housing shortage here at home. Well, that's just a vicious rumor started by people who have no place to live. I myself have a lovely room with a connecting. I don't know what it connects with. I can't get the door open, you know. And the new automobiles are coming out. I just bought a new car. I couldn't afford a used one. And one of the most modern cars here is the new Studebaker. It's built glass backwards. Thank you.
1947 saw the Broadway opening of the now immortal Brigadoon, one of the most successful ventures by Alan Lerner and Frederick Lowe. Lerner and Lowe called their play a whimsical musical fantasy, as it was set in a small magic village in Scotland, which only appeared every 100 years, and then for only one day. Recall now some of the memorable music of Brigadoon, as popular today as it was with AFN's audience in 1947.
A mist of May is in a gloaming, and all the clouds are holding still. So take my hand and let's go roaming through the heather on the hill.
Come to me, bend me, kiss me good day. Darling, my darling, 'tis all I can say. Just come to me, bend me, kiss me good day. Give me your lips and don't take them away.
What a day this has been, what a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love.
From the hill.
1947 on Broadway also saw the opening of Finian's Rainbow, another musical fantasy, but this one set in Ireland and centered around gold and leprechauns. The top hits of Finian's Rainbow were How Are Things in Glockamora and Look to the Rainbow, the latter sung for us now by the girl who first introduced the song, Ella Logan.
On the day I was born, said my father, said he, I've an elegant legacy waiting for thee. 'Tis a smile for your lips and a song for your heart, to sing it whenever the world falls apart. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow it over the hill and stream. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow the fellow who follows a dream. So I bundled my heart and I roamed the world free, to the east with the lark, to the west with the sea, and I searched all the earth, and I scanned all the skies, till I found it at last in the own true love's eyes. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow it over the hill and stream. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow the fellow who follows a dream. Follow the fellow, follow the fellow, follow the fellow who follows a dream.
AFN created most of its own shows in 1947, and one outlet for this talent in-house was the popular AFN House Party, which produced this sketch.
Let's make like we've all just been drafted, and we're about to get our first taste of Army life. Let's make like we're a little recruit. A little recruit like, say, Draper Lewis.
Hello, Mom. This is Waldemir. Well, I'm off to the war. Yup, the card came this morning. Hey, the fellas down at the office are giving me a big farewell party. All the root beer I can drink. Yeah, Mom. Mom, I'll write every day and tell you what happens. Well, dear Mom, today we arrived at the induction center. As we jumped off the train, a sergeant came up and spoke to us. Only we didn't know he was a sergeant. As a matter of fact, we didn't even know how a sergeant talked.
Quiet!
Hey,
Quiet! Eddie! Well, fellas, in the Army now. It's a wonderful feeling, ain't it? Now, first we're going to have some good old Army chow. And then guess what we're going to do?
Sightseeing trip, Sarge?
Nope, that's not it.
Hey, maybe you're going to let us ride in the General's car, hey?
Nope. Nope, not quite. I'll tell you what.
We're all going to go see a real nice little movie.
What kind of a movie, Sarge? Oh, what they showed us. Of course, it didn't affect me at all, only I haven't said hello to a girl since. Well, then we went for our uniforms, and gee, I was so proud. I kept thinking how wonderful I'd look in mine, and what a thrill you'd get when you saw me, Mom. The supply sergeant was a real nice guy with a real sense of humor.
Well, how do you want 'em, soldier? Too large or too small?
We didn't let that bother us. No, sir, because a GI told us to be sure our uniforms fitted right. And we said, sure, if they don't fit right, we just won't take them. We told them a thing or two.
Take 'em off! Take 'em all off!
Your coat, your pants, your tie, your shirt, your socks and shoes, that snap brim hat.
Throw 'em away! You're in the Army now.
Yes, sir.
All right, put 'em on! Put 'em all on!
2 shirts, 2 caps, 1 coat, 4 shoes, knife and fork and spoon. Be sure you got 'em. Shut up. Don't talk.
Dog underwear. Too bad.
Oh, boy.
And then we came to the tailor for alterations. Next.
I say, you know, this sleeve, it's too long. It's a 40, and I take a 32.
So, that's an English dress, so next. Gee, these pants are real baggy. I keep walking on my hip pockets.
All right, men, get dressed. Put 'em all on!
The shoes and socks, the pants and shirts, the coats and caps.
Long underwear. Too bad. All wool.
Everything. Put it on and button it up.
And so at last we're in the uniform of the Army of the United States. And then, just as we stepped out of the door, a young man in a white coat stopped us. And he said,
Have you just finished dressing?
Yes, sir, we have.
Well, you've got to take your inoculations now, so...
Take 'em off!
Take 'em off. Put 'em on. Take 'em off. Put 'em on. Take 'em off. Put 'em on. Put 'em. Take 'em. Put 'em.
And then the man in the white coat moved slowly toward us like Frankenstein.
This needle is 12 inches long. Lovely instrument, isn't it? Now you're all going to have a little inoculation. You'll mind that, will you?
No, but do you always take a running start?
First the right arm, then the left. This scissor going to hurt you a bit.
After the shots, we all lined up outside waiting to go to the barracks. And everyone was happy because now the worst part was over. And when the sergeant said,
Come on, kiddies. Betty bye time.
We all smiled and lightly threw our barracks bags over our shoulders. Gee, that first night we slept like babies. As a matter of fact, it seemed we'd no sooner shut our eyes than there was a fella standing alongside the bed, and he said,
Morning, you all. Like the Army now? You like the beds? Does that bugler bother you playing that reveille? 'Cause if he does, we all will have him fired. Is your mattress soft enough? It is?
Well, get out of that bunk and down to reveille, or you're going to get KP for a duration.
Gee, Mom, I think Army life's going to be just peachy.
The American Forces Network added its fifth studio affiliate during its fifth year on the air, AFN Stuttgart, which signed on March 17, 1948. Since June of 45, the Stuttgart transmitter had been rebroadcasting the programs from AFN Munich. But now AFN Stuttgart was an entity unto itself. And during its local time, it was able to honor the musical requests of GIs stationed in the Stuttgart area, as well as keeping them abreast of happenings within that area. One of the most requested songs received by the military DJs at the newest AFN affiliate was this hit of the time.
You see, old Bass gave us a part at the club tonight. Old Richard went home early. He's got the key to the house. I'm going to knock on the door, see if I can get in. Open the door, Richard. You see, Richard sleeps in the back room. It's kind of hard to hear. Maybe I better knock a little louder. Open the door, Richard. I don't think Richard heard me yet. Knock one more time. Let's see what's going to happen. Richard, open the door, please.
Open the door, Richard. Open the door and let me in. Open the door, Richard. Richard, why don't you open that door?
I'm going to knock again. Richard's got to get up. Open the door, Richard. Yeah, you got a key to the house?
No, sweet, I don't have a key. I don't have a key.
Somebody's got to get in the house. We can't climb in a transom.
Oh, I know he's in there.
How you know he's in there?
I can hear him breathing.
Ooh, let's lock one more time. Richard, open that door, man. Maybe Richard's gone.
Open the door, Richard. Open the door and let me in. Open the door, Richard.
How you know it's in there?
Richard, why don't you open
I know I got on a suit. We ain't got but one suit between us. Now, that's the reason why I don't like to room with nobody. Richard, why don't you open the door, man?
You are listening to Countdown 25, a sound review of AFN's fifth year of broadcasting, as the American Forces Network Europe approaches the conclusion of its 25th year on the air. From July 1947 to that same month in 1948, the clacking of the teletypes in AFN's newsroom continued unabated. Those 12 months produced several significant developments in this world of ours, developments, as Walter Cronkite would say, that alter and illuminate our time. And AFN newsmen reported these developments to their American Forces audience. Developments such as the granting of independence by Britain to Hindu India and Muslim Pakistan on August 15, 1947. Americans in Europe also heard the voice at that time of the spiritual leader of the Hindus, the champion of freedom for India, Mohandas K. Gandhi.
There is an indefinable, mysterious power that pervades everything. I feel it, though I do not see it. It is this unseen power which makes itself felt and yet defies all proof.
On January 30th, 1948, a dispatch arrived in AFN's newsroom. The dateline was New Delhi. The report, a Hindu fanatic had shot and killed Gandhi in the Indian capital.
This is the All India Radio. Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru.
Friends and comrades, the light has gone out of our lives, and there is darkness everywhere. And I do not quite know what to tell you and how to say it. Our beloved leader, Bapu as we called him, the father of the nation, is no more.
Subsequent rioting in New Delhi took the lives of more than 100 persons. On February 25th, 1948, Czechoslovakia's president yielded to a communist ultimatum and joined the communist bloc in Eastern Europe. The voice of Czech Foreign Minister Jan Masaryk.
We older ones have no reason indeed to be proud of the heritage we are leaving behind for the youth of the world. We will be proud of the victory, which again, of course, will be brought into being by the very youth of all the United Nations. We were willing to die for an ideal, and we would die for it again. But we prefer living for it, working for it, safeguarding it.
Masaryk soon thereafter was found dead. The foreign minister had opposed the communists, and despite a red claim that he committed suicide, rumors still persist today that he was murdered by the Soviet secret police in 1948. On April 1st of 1948, the Soviet military government of Berlin started a land blockade of that city's Allied sectors. The Soviets, despite agreements guaranteeing free Allied access to the city, refused to permit U.S. and British supply trains to pass through the Soviet zone of Germany. The Allies reacted by airlifting all supplies to the isolated outpost.
Rocket this time, your latest triple off weather is unlimited. Tire broken, 7 miles. Wind northwest at 6, altimeter at 3001. Landing at 270.
During AFN's 5th year on the air, Great Britain's Princess Elizabeth took a husband in London.
Elizabeth Alexander Mary. To my wedded wife. My wedded wife. To have and to hold. From this day forward.
Princess Elizabeth and the Duke of Edinburgh.
Take thee, Philip. To my wedded husband. To have and to hold. From this day forward.
And on April 30th, 1948, the 9th International Conference of American States at Bogota, Colombia, signed the Charter of the Organization of American States. Then, on May 14th of 48, the Free State of Israel was proclaimed in Tel Aviv. Radio Israel signed on the air.
Ukeratem Zeror Ba'aret Vechol Yosheveha.
And briefly, that was the news year that was, AFN's 5th year on the air. One of the most popular songs of 1947 and 8 was the now standard anniversary song from the motion picture The Jolson Story.
Oh, how we danced on the night we were wed. We vowed our true love, though a word wasn't said. The world was in bloom. There were stars in the skies, except for the few that were there in your eyes. Dear, as I held you close in my arms, angels were singing a hymn to your charms. Two hearts gently beating, murmuring low, darling, I love you so. The night seemed to fade into blossoming dawn. The sun shone anew, but the dance lingered on. Could we but recall their sweet moments sublime, we'd find that our love is unaltered by time.
A popular AFN feature of the time was the successful U.S. radio program
Can you top this?
Welcome to another laugh session with Can You Top This? Presented every weekday and starring Harry Hirschfield.
Howdy.
Ward Wilson. Howdy. Senator Ford.
Good evening.
And now transcribed, here is your master of ceremonies for Can You Top This, Roger Bauer.
Thank you, Jack Costello. Can You Top This is unrehearsed and spontaneous, and our top rule is to keep them laughing. Everybody's invited to send in a joke, and if your story is told by our master storyteller, Peter Donald, you start with $25. Each time a wit ties or tops you, you lose $5. In addition, if you top all our wits, you will receive a recording of Peter Donald telling your story on the air. Laughs are registered on the Can You Top This laugh meter in full view of our studio audience, and in all cases, the decision of our judges is final. All right, everybody on the mark, set, ready to go?
Ready.
Yeah. Harry Hirschfield?
Yeah. This is one of my favorites. In Moscow, in one of the factories, every night when the factory would close, a guy would come out, one of the workers, with a wheelbarrow filled either with paper or with straw, and the guard says, "Halt, what are you stealing there?" And he looked through the thing and couldn't find anything. Every night this guy had come through for the factory when the factory closed, have paper or straw or stuff like that, rubbish. He says, "Halt, what are you stealing there?" And he looked and he couldn't find it. This went on for months. He'd come home, hold him, find nothing. So about 3 months he's coming out again with this thing when the fellow says, "Halt, what are you stealing there?" And he looks through, he can't find a thing. He says, "Listen, I'm being transferred to the Ural Mountains. I ain't going to be here no more to watch. So it doesn't make no difference to me, but for my own satisfaction, every night you come back with a wheelbarrow full of stuff, and I look at you, what are you stealing?" He says, "Wheelbarrows."
Remember how the announcer used to say, "This program has been selected for listening by our armed forces overseas"? Well, Can You Top This was one of those selected. Another was the Henry Morgan radio show. Undoubtedly aware that his show was being aired in Germany, Morgan did a massacred German version of an American soap opera in 1947. He called it Our Gal Sunday.
Guten Tag, meine Herren und Damen. Wir haben das Vergnügen, Ihnen die heutige Sendung zu bringen von Our Gal Sunday. As you remember, unsere Heldin fühlte sich in unserer gestrigen Sendung sehr schlecht. Das kommt uns nicht als Überraschung, da die gerade run over by a truck. Wie schade, weil sie gerade going to Reno, nachdem sie sich zweifels davon überzeugt hatte, dass ihr Husband was a bum. Und nun, bevor wir mit unserer heutigen Episode fortfahren, bringen wir Ihnen ein Wort über unsere spezielle Suppe Oxtail Soup.
Und unsere ist besonders schmackhaft. Sie wird gekocht von genuine Oxtails. Es ist eine Tatsache, dass wir losing a fortune. Dass Sie nur den Schwanz verwenden und dann sind wir stuck with the rest of the ox. Ja, meine lieben Damen, gehen Sie zu Ihrem nächsten Grünkramhändler und get a can. Und nun, today's episode. Unsere Heldin fühlt sich etwas besser nach ihrem Unfall und macht sich Gedanken, dass es alles ihre und nicht seine Schuld ist. But er denkt, dass seine Frau ihn immer noch loswerden will. Der dumme Narr.
Hören Sie ihnen jetzt zu, wie sie both walking in the street. Hören Sie.
Johann.
Ja, Sunday?
Hören wir doch schon auf mit all dem Streiten. Für mich bist du der reichste Mann auf der Welt. Und der Einzige für mich.
Ha!
Es ist wahr, dass ich eine so schlechte Meinung von dir hatte.
Ha!
Du musst doch zugeben, dass wenn eine Frau heiratet, dann tut sie das, was immer geschehen mag. Und obwohl wir ja so unsere Schwierigkeiten gehabt haben, glaube ich, dass wir dennoch etwas daraus machen und zusammen durch unser Leben wandeln könnten.
Ah, shut up.
Du wagst es mir, eine solche Antwort zu geben.
Ja. Und hau. Wie kann ich dich achten? Jeden Abend, wenn ich nach Hause komme, finde ich dirty dishes in the sink.
Du wagst!
Und nicht nur das. Was mit dem Burnt Toast und was mit dem Crackers in Bed und was mit dem Tattletale Grey, was mit.
Wie kannst du mir sowas sagen? No.
Ich despise dich. Ich hate dich. Ich detest dich. Sunday, pass auf! Sunday! Meine arme Frau, da liegt sie, run over by a truck again. Nun, what will happen now? Wird unsere Heldin run over by a truck again gewesen, wurden, sein, gehabt, haben, werden, gehabt? Passen Sie auf Our Gal Sunday auf, die Sendung, die Ihnen von der Suppe gebracht wird, chock full of noodles.
Gut. Gut.
Vegetarische Pork Soup mit Beans ist wirklich gut.
Country music was one of the most popular types of music aired on AFN. The eavesdropping Europeans had never heard such melodies before. And German surveys at the time showed that they were especially devoted followers of Hillbilly Guest House, the AFN showplace for country artists and music. The most popular country hit of 1947, and the one receiving the most requests on Guest House, was this version of Cool Water.
All day I've faced a barren waste without the taste of water. Cool water. Oh, Dan and I with throats burnt dry and souls that cry for water. Cool water. Clear water. Keep a-moving them, don't you listen to him, Dan. He's the devil, not a man, and he spread the burning sand with water. Then can you see that big green tree where the water's running free, and it's waiting there for me and you? Dan's feet are sore, he's yearning for just one thing more than water. Cool water. Like me, I guess he'd like to rest where there's no quest for water. Cool water, clear water.
The Sons of the Pioneers. We couldn't finish our sound review of AFN's 5th year of broadcasting without including the voices of two top headliners of the time who took their time to entertain the Armed Forces radio audience. First of all, Professor Kay Kaiser.
Evening, folks. How y'all? Oh, boy, my girl took me to a Wilder fashion show. Say, hi, you should see the bathing suit that model was wearing.
Now, what was it, Kay? The French type?
Yep, it was made out of 2 handkerchiefs.
2 handkerchiefs?
Yeah, so I hung around all day just hoping.
Hoping? Hoping for what?
Hoping she'd catch cold. Oh, lock me in the 2 shed, Mother. I'm just an old rake tonight. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
What's new in dresses?
Well, one girl was wearing a shocking outfit. It was one of those polka dot creations.
Really? What kind of cloth?
Huh?
I said, what kind of cloth?
Oh, no cloth, just polka dot.
and Victor Borg.
Well, this happens to be a little invention I made when I arrived in the United States about 6 years ago. Let me see, 1, 2. In 2 months, it'll be exactly 6 years and 2 months. Unfortunately, I couldn't speak a word of English upon my arrival, and that was pretty bad because I found that most people over here do. And I found that even people who speak English sometimes do not understand it so well. And I tried to find the reason for it, and here's what I found. Out. When you write letters, you use punctuation marks in order to make your sentences understood. For instance, you write a sentence like, was I an idiot? And you put a question mark after that sentence. That indicates that you are not quite sure. Now, if you, instead of the question mark after the same sentence, put an exclamation point, then there is no doubt. I hope you see the difference on account of that little sign, which makes these signs very important. But we do not use them when we talk, and that could be the reason that we do not understand each other when we talk. So I have invented the phonetic punctuation. That means that while we talk, we shall use punctuation marks by giving them sounds, like a period. Every time you finish a sentence and you want a period, you just do. Then we know it's all over. The sentence is finished. Go on. Here's a dash. Exclamation point is a vertical dash with a period underneath. Here's a comma. Quotation are 2 commas. Or if you happen to be left-handed. Thank you very much, but it isn't over yet. Question mark is a little difficult. Sometimes it takes 2 men to learn it. Question mark sounds like this. Finally, we have the colon, which are the 2 little dots. You know, you put them either over or under each other, as you wish. I think in the United States of America, you usually put them over each other, these little dots. In Denmark, we reverse them and put them under it. But that is just a small country. Most of it. Now, I have a book here, and I would like to read a story. As a matter of fact, colon sounds like this. I don't know whether I did it or not. But now I did it anyway. This book was written by Shakespeare. Johann Sebastian Shakespeare. Page 2. 1604. T7. Through the open window, there suddenly came light. Beautiful Eleanor sat alone, dreaming of but one thing. 2 years had passed since she met Sir Henry. She could still remember the unhappy evening when her father had thrown him out. They had been sitting in the park, and Henry had said, "Darling, is this the first time you have loved?" answered, yes. But it is so wonderful that I hope it will not be the last. Suddenly he was gone. All she heard was the well-known sound of his departing horse.
You've been listening to Countdown 25, a silver replay of the best of AFN's 25 years on the air. Tonight, AFN has brought you the sounds of its 5th year of broadcasting, the sounds that began emanating from AFN's transmitters on the 4th of July in 1947. Tomorrow evening and each evening at the same time until July 4th, 1968, AFN will present a sound review of the years it has been serving American forces in Europe. A countdown to AFN's silver anniversary.